Doom Patrol. Is it worth a subscription? What's up, Universe, and welcome back to the web's first must-see comic and nerd culture show. Welcome to Comic Universe, guys. I'm one of your hosts, as always, C-Dubs, and I'm Ron Solo on this video. And guys, Jay's already done the review, so this is not a review of Doom Patrol. This is just me talking a little bit about it, giving you guys my 2 cents, and I will be taking over for this show with the weeks to come. So, first episode down, what did I think? I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. Now, as always, man, I'm gonna give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, if you will, the good and the bad and the badass, if you will. So, the good, man, the acting on the show, on point. It's really good, really likable characters, if you will, real authentic to the comic book in terms of the way they look. Now, the budget of this show is kind of where the big problems lie, if you will. Again, Jay alluded to it, some of the body horror. At times it's a hit, and at times it's a miss. It just doesn't look right, doesn't look proper. But again, I have watched many shows on sci-fi that don't have big budgets, and I've enjoyed a good majority of them. So again, I'm not going to knock it. Now, I don't want to sit here and say that everything is crap, because it's not. Okay, some of the things look good. Robot Man, on point. You know, absolutely on point. Looked great, if you will. There's just so many other things about the show that I don't want to give too much away. I know Jay kind of already done a spoiler review, but I just want to give it a kind of at least another week before I start jumping heavy into some spoiler territory. But I gotta say, the show does a really good job. It stays pretty close to the authenticness. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. So, how authentic the comic books are, if you will. Like, this episode is straight out of the comic books. Like, it's an origin story. You're literally just getting the backstory of every character in a Lost format, if you will, where you flash back and see what happened to bring them here to this point here and there. We learned a little bit about the characters, what they could do. Some we don't learn much about at all because they weren't the big focal point of the show, if you will. Brendan Fraser, that dude killed it. Like, every bit as good as he was in the original Two Mummies, if you will. How likable he was, how he hit with all the jokes, if you will, and was a credible, serious badass at times, too. You get that from this character as well. You see it in Brendan Fraser. Sure, he's a little bit older, he's a little bit more out of shape, but, dude, his charisma shines through like no other. Like, I see them focusing on him for the majority of the show, if you will. Like, I don't think it's just going to be that episode. Now, sure, I think other episodes people will get their time to shine, but there's something about his charisma that I think is just going to keep drawing you back. So definitely on that alone, worth it, if you ask me. I was not a big fan of Titans. I did not stick with Titans. My plan is to go back and watch it, but I fell out because it just wasn't my thing. I heard as it went on, it got better and better and better. So I'll give it another shot, maybe with a new pair of eyes, if you will, enjoying what I'm getting out of Doom Patrol. Maybe it'll help me enjoy that a little more. I have a few issues with Young Justice, but overall, loving the show. I don't think it's as good as the first 2 seasons, but so far, so good. It's doing a good job, if you will. I like the new characters, everything. I don't really have any big major complaints. So, it's kind of cool to have another show here to kind of justify the subscription, if you will. And that's really the purpose of this video, is like to tell you that at least there's 2 shows out there that I don't know if it's worth it to you. Also down the pipeline we have, Swamp Thing and Harley Quinn coming out, and Stargirl. So, I mean, there's a lot of shows that are coming out that could be interesting. But I also understand that if in this day and age that we're starting to get some hero fatigue. And that's really my biggest problem with the show is I don't know if it's going to keep my interest, if you will, as much as I want it to. Because hero fatigue, even for the biggest nerd, it can happen. And it's not happening to me yet. But as more and more shows come down, and I'm like, I don't have enough time in the day or the week or the month or the year to watch all of these shows, I must have to start checking some off the bat, if you will. And I don't want to do that. But I may have to do that, especially, to keep this channel going. I need to watch some of them, obviously. I want to watch some of them. I want to watch all of them, but I just don't have enough time in the day to do everything that my responsibility is as a husband, here for you guys and for, for my enjoyment as well. So I can understand you not picking it up if that's the case, but I want to tell you that I think DC may have found its niche. And what I mean by that is that DC tried to do the dark, brooding, and gritty, universe, if you will. And I know there's some fans out there, and I'm happy that you guys like it, but it didn't work. It's still a business. It didn't make the money it needed. Now they're kind of going in the route of, Marvel, if you will, heavy on the jokes. And even though it made $1 billion, so the money worked, you keep doing that, and eventually, they're just copying Marvel. You're gonna get this one. Shazam looks to be right up the same league, but all of a sudden, if we get Wonder Woman 84, and she comes out and it's all jokey, ha ha, you may get a rebellion of people just going, you're just trying to be Marvel, blah 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 blah, painting yourselves in a corner, and it sucks. It really does suck for DC, and it sucks for its fans, and it sucks for people who just want good content. But that's the world we live in. It's bound to happen. But with Doom Patrol, they may have found their niche because it is dark, it is gritty, it is definitely rated R. There's sexy, raunchy sex in it. There's drugs, there's violence, there's and rock and roll as well, guys. But it's done for the most part tastefully. The raunchy sex scene was there to show how off the rails, Brendan Fraser's character was. So it played purpose and it felt organic to the character. We have a little bit of hint that there's, something for the LGBT community in the show. And as of right now, that seems organic as well. So I'm fine with that. The only big problem and question I have is just the time frame of everything and why none of these guys are aging. That's really my only biggest gripe. Like, we have a character from the 50s still around, and she's understandable because she has, stretching and skin abilities to make herself look better, and youthful, I guess. But, I just want to know a little bit more as we dive into the story of Doom Patrol. But I gotta say, they really found a niche. It's really dark, it's really gritty, but it's fucking funny, guys. It is really, really funny, and a lot of it is Brandon Fraser. Okay, but it really, really is funny. It hits home on all the jokes. You put yourself in those shoes. You're like, if that was me, that's exactly what I would have said. That's exactly what I would have done. That's exactly how I would have been. So it's pretty awesome so far. Now, I know that's a big thing saying on just one episode. Do I say that this is worth a buy to get this year-long subscription, if you will? I think there's different tiers now, so I would definitely say yes. Going off of the first episode, it does seem like it's something worth getting. Plus, again, you have Young Justice, which you're going to like. If you're a fan of comic books and superheroes and you're a fan of the other series, the other 2 seasons, you're going to like that. Plus, you get all the other movies and things like that you may or may not have seen, so you're able to catch up on. There are some comic books on there, too, which makes it a little worth it. But overall, I think Doom Patrol might be the best thing on the network to date. That's not saying much since it's just been around a little bit. But I gotta say, DC should take what they're getting from Doom Patrol and just kind of make the entire universe, their movieverse, based in this type of darker than Marvel, but still hit home with the realism and the funniness, if you will, and not make everything too bright, too colorful, and too jokey. Because again, you're going to eventually cause a rift between your fan base, okay, and then a rift between the Marvelites that just want to be like, no, you're copying Marvel. So DC, I know there's no chance in hell you see in this video. Take what Doom Patrol is doing and try to work it into your cinematic universe. I promise you it'll work. This is what people want. If you want to do it more adult themed, this is how you do it. Not just changing characters and making characters seem so off point that's not how they would have reacted. Stay true to the characters Okay, and bring in some realism. Sure, absolutely. And that's the way to do it, guys. Check out Doom Patrol, guys. I'm going to give it a big 2 thumbs up, guys. 5 stars, in my opinion. I love the episode. I know Jay kind of he liked it. It was a good start for him. He wants to see more. Me, I think I'm sold off of one episode, and that's not my style. Like, no, normally I'm not the guy that's like, yes, one episode, I'm sold, you know? But that's how much I laughed my ass off, and it wasn't laughing at stupid puns all the time. Like, literally, Brandon Fraser, there's a scene where something real heavy happens, like something like out of this world happens, okay, and it literally just ends with Brandon Fraser going, what the fuck? Like, seriously, that's exactly what I would have said, you would have said, and everybody would have said, guys. So definitely check it out, guys. And Universe, let me know if you've already seen it. What did you guys think? Are you guys excited that we're going to be covering this here on the channel? Maybe you won't have to if we get into heavy spoilers. You know, maybe you can follow along, but I definitely say this is worth it if you haven't gotten it yet. Plus, with all the stuff coming up behind it and the stuff we've already got, you know, it's just, I think it averages out to like $6 a month. That's not too bad. I know initially they wanted you to pay for the entire year, but I think they have different tiers now. So definitely check it out. Let me know, guys. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hulk, smash the hell out of that like button. Let us know that we're doing a good job, guys. And until next time, I'm C-Dubs, and I'll see you in the universe. Peace.